I didn't quite understand the young man's thick accent when he asked me if I was from foreign. I looked at my cousin confused as we sat on the veranda of the Hayes residence, the residence of my great uncle and aunt. I was a foreigner in a strange land, but it felt like home to me. While many Caribbeans leave their place of birth to immigrate to foreign for the expectation of a better life, many of them return home as well. My mother was one. She sold and packed up her things, including me, and we went back home to Trinidad to live. I was plucked out of my life as a Canadian at the tender age of 9 or 10, a young grade fiver still in elementary school. For the most part, I didn't mind. It was a 3 year long vacation. My mother hated it here. She complained about the cold and the snow and her forever increasing chronic pain. But I think my mother was just heartbroken. It was tough for a woman with 3 kids to raise after leaving my father once they arrived here, a foreigner surviving. The struggle was hard, a landed immigrant, once a young teen mother, little education, and things didn't go as planned. I think she needed home. She was disconnected from the day she left. Many immigrants return home, not because life isn't hard there, it's because it's familiar. There is comfort. Trinidad was home, and it would become my home, even if temporary. Trinidad held rich memories even at this age, but a bit of a blur. I traded the snow for sun and the warmth of seasonal rain, where there was no better feeling whenever you bathed in it. There was a spiritual wholeness to it. I traded structure, enclosed big brick schools for open space architecture with adjoining balconies for their hallways. I traded stucco ceilings for galvanized metal roofs. I traded residential marginalized enclaves for historical landmarks. I traded school desks with steel legs for wooden desks that housed two at a time. Where notebooks were now copybooks, French fries in the cafeteria became the sweet taste of aloo pie stuffed with curry mango. My first crush at the school bazaar, I can't remember his name. It was a place where I traded blue jeans, t-shirts, and Converse shoes for a navy blue and white uniform. A place that taught me to iron your pleats one at a time, not all at once. You fold and spray just enough starch and press until you hear the sizzle of the iron against the garbadine cloth. The pleats as stiff and crisp like the skin of a red apple, the finished product like a piece of art. A place where my white crepe sole must be scrubbed, polished, and left to dry every Sunday. A place where grades turned into standards. Carpicharma RC it was called. A place where I traded candies for sweeties, Coca-Cola for a red Solo. Convenience stores are now tuck shops with red preserved mango. A place where the doubles man could be found on any side of the road. A place where cousins became brothers and sisters, often playing by the white gates surrounding our home, later joined by an army of our peers walking down Bucara Road. A place where the matriarch has a strong, stern presence, and the patriarch was a wise and gentle soul. A place where you participated in the duality of faith, Catholic church on Sundays, ancestral altars, white head ties, flowing gowns, and a prayer room on most days. A space filled with generations of cousins, aunts, uncles, sons, daughters always present in one home. Lots of laughter, plenty of licks, love, babies, next door neighbors greeting you as you walk down the road. A place where guava, oranges, cashew fruits, and mango trees were an arm's length. I was a foreigner by birth and by accent, a Canadian, but not by color or race when I was there. I was raised in a proud West Indian household that spoke Trinidad's national language and accents as strong as time was told. I didn't miss the snow. I didn't miss watching the trials and tribulations of young girls raised by single black mothers like my own. I didn't miss the constant office meetings with my school principal for talking too much in class. I didn't miss the obvious struggle of my mother's face, unable to borrow a cup of sugar from the neighbor she could never know. I understood what home felt like, with Canada and all its popularity and all its opportunity, and as modern as it is, it always felt cold. We eventually moved back to Canada, but my mother would return back home. An occasional trip back here and there. It was home to her. She died there.